You can feel it. A little chill in the morning air, briskness against your skin in the morning. The lawn isn't growing as fast as it used to. It crunches a little more under your feet. Leaves on the trees are starting to turn different shades of color, away from the bright greens. School's starting. Hear the school bus engines roar in the distance. Everything, it seems, is slowing down a little, except one thing. It's a staple of this time of year, always has been. Sounds of grunts and growls, a lot of pushing and shoving, and absolutely no holding. Hard workers preparing for a job. A lot to do, a lot to show, a lot to prove. Hard lines, hash marks, X's and O's, a lot of film, and just plain old hard work. And they can use these lessons throughout life. It's the season we've all been expecting it. Hello, I'm David Sullivan at Madison Southern High School. It's time for high school football. We'd like to welcome a new sponsor to the show, the Men's Mission Breakfast Club. Find out more here. The Jon Clarke Show is sponsored by Sign Source on South Keeneland Drive, Richmond, St. Joseph Berea Wound Center, St. Joseph Berea Hospital, Central Kentucky Surgery. Hello again, everybody. David Sullivan with Jon Clarke, head football coach here at Madison Southern. We're going to be going through the Jon Clarke Show and recapping a couple of games for you. John, we want to thank a couple of our very fine sponsors. As we look down to Luxury Pets, Lux and Patterson Attorneys in Richmond, Sipples Chiropractic, State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goebel in Richmond and Berea as well. You've lost the last two since we last did a show, Powell County and then Southwestern. So let's kind of recap your feeling right now as we're taping this show.
It's been a roller coaster ride the last 2 weeks, no question. We felt pretty good the week going into the Powell County game after coming off of a chance to beat Wayne. Playing pretty good ball in the second half. Powell County was an interesting game because it was a situation our team had not yet been in the sense that we went in with an expectation to win a game. I don't know if I could tell you the last time our players at Southern have probably gone in with an expectation to win a game. We found ourselves down at halftime, and we didn't handle that situation well. Usually down at halftime, what's the big deal? We're down at halftime all the time. It's kind of the expectation, you know what I mean? To go in at halftime down with an expectation of, we should have won, it was kind of took the air out of their tires a little bit. So we had trouble recovering in that game, but that was good because it was a good lesson on how to handle success. Here we had a little bit of a success in a game we didn't win the week before against Wayne, and all of a sudden we wake up with an expectation that we're supposed to win a game. And handling success is you've got to get better every week and try to compete. And we were playing an undefeated Powell team that I'll tip my hat to them. They're a better football team than I thought they were going to be, and their record shows that right now as they're still sitting there undefeated.
And then the next weekend, this past weekend, it was Southwestern. You opened up your district.
Sure, we came in, we knew we had a tough challenge, and we told the kids we were going to roll the dice a little bit, try some things a little different defensively. We ran some things different defensively that we thought could give them troubles, but it was kind of a high risk, high reward type of thing we were going to do, because we knew we couldn't just, physically we're not ready to just stand there and play a team like that toe for toe. So we knew we had to do some things different. Defensively, we played, no question, our best football game. Had an unbelievable game defensively. Offensively, we moved the ball well at times, and then we couldn't seal anything, and we were very unclean offensively. Nothing was clean in the sense that there were mistakes scattered everywhere throughout the whole game.
We'll come back and we'll talk more with Coach Clarke about that game against Southwestern and focus on some of the highlights right after this.
Thomas.
All right. What grade are you in?
I'm a freshman.
Okay. How long have you been dancing?
This type of dancing I've been doing for 4 years, but at the studio dancing I've been doing for 11.
Okay. You all do some competition. When does that take place?
Competition we will begin in January, but we are hosting our own competition in November.
Okay. What kind of dance team do you think you have?
I would believe that our dance team is more focused on being together and having a good unity and like bonding as a team more than it is the skills, even though those are just as great equally. But, yeah.
All right. What do you like about dancing?
I like having the way to be able to express yourself through dancing and be able to evoke your feelings through the different moves that you can do in it.
Rachel Miller.
And what grade you in?
I'm a senior.
And how long you been dancing?
4 years.
And what do you like about dancing?
I love everything about dance. It's just like a great way to express your emotions through, your body and music.
All right. Now I know you all do competition. What kind of team do you think you'll have this year?
I think we are really close bonded this year. And hopefully our hip-hop and pom and jazz will be good, but I think our pom will be the best competitive this year.
7, 8, right? Take these pom, 6, 7. These are the plays, don't let them be on the up. Leave the pom to distract, okay? 6, 7, and take them, shoot them straight down.
I'm Marley Jennings.
And what grade you in?
I'm a junior.
And how long you been dancing?
5 years.
All right. What do you like about dancing?
It's really fun. I like being on the team and dressing up for competitions and stuff.
All right. Now, in competitions, what kind of team do you think you all have this year in competitions?
We have a small varsity team this year, but and we have one competition team so far. So we're gonna get it pretty good.
And what grade you in?
I'm a sophomore.
All right. How long you been dancing?
I've been dancing since 7th grade, but I've been on the Southern Belles dance team for 2 years now.
All right. What do you like about dancing?
We're just becoming a very strong family, and it's all like we're sisters, and we're not really friends, we're more like sisters because we're always together.
All right. I know you all compete. You got competition coming up. What kind of team do you think you all have this year?
I think we're going to have a pretty good competitive team. We took a lot of people that haven't danced before, but they're working hard, they're getting their skills, and I think we're going to have a good competitive team this year.
We'd like to thank our sponsors: Luxury Pets, the home of the happy dogs; the law firm of Luxon and Patterson; Riptide on the River Restaurant; Hopper's Jewelry; Jerry Goebel State Farm Insurance Richmond; Dr. Dan Sipples Chiropractic Healthcare; Central Bank; Williams Tax and Financial Services; Regal Beagle Downtown Richmond; ERA Professional Hometown Services, Hall & Sons Auto Care, Be a Children's Champion, Reynolds Plumbing, Skipworth Veterinary Clinic, Super Save, Sight Savers Family Eye Care, Mackenzie Morgan Music, Davenport Custom Guitars, your local repair connection, First Gear in Richmond, Guardian Bank, home of the $250 deal. Listen to the Jon Clarke Show on WWAG Radio, real country playing stars and legends. We'd like to welcome a new sponsor to the show, the Men's Mission Breakfast Club. Find out more here. The Jon Clarke Show is sponsored by Sign Source on South Keeneland Drive, Richmond, St. Joseph Berea Wound Center, St. Joseph Berea Hospital, Central Kentucky Surgery. We're coming to you here on the Jon Clarke Show from the weight training room here at Madison Southern High School. Our show, in part, is brought to you by the Luxury Pets, Hopper's Jewelry in Richmond, Lux & Patterson Attorneys, Time Warner Cable, Channel 5, and the Madison County Schools, Channel 9, both supporting our show here, Coach. Let's go back Southwestern. We talked about it in the opening a little bit, a game that you would lose. You spoke about your offense and the injury to Damian Harris, your fine running back, on the first time he touched the ball. Sure. Had to have altered obviously your offensive approach to that game.
No question it did. It cut my game plan to about a third. It cut it in 2/3 of what it was originally going to be. Throughout the week, we're taking some chances this year. We're not in a position to where we know we're not going to line up and just beat people every week. We've got to do some things different. And one of the things we're doing, as you know, is we're two platooning. When you two platoon, you're taking a chance of, if you have an injury, there's not somebody else that you've repped at that position as much as typical. Now, we do rep backups in all our positions. That being said, our backup at tailback doesn't take near the reps in practice that a young freshman that we're trying to develop does. So it definitely cut our package down. And then now we have a DB. Alex Lane came in as our tailback, playing both ways, that has not had that on his shoulders, and we're asking him to play man coverage on defense, and we're asking him to do all that with a strained hip flexor. So as we got a couple carries under his belt, we realized he's not moving like he needs to move. His hip flexor was getting really tight, didn't want to risk an extensive injury to him. Now all of a sudden, our wide receiver, Adam Simpson, who reps at wide receiver and a quarterback, is now repping our T, just out of basic knowledge of the offense. So it definitely put us in a tough spot with a dual injury type there.
Despite that, your offense did have chances to score and had a touchdown called back.
Yeah, we did. That was frustrating. The called back touchdown, I thought that was a questionable call. It was about 10 yards behind the running back, and it was on a receiver called on a hold. It was a great play. It was a great run by Cody Russell, who, Cody continues to develop. We knew coming into this, we have explosive guys, but we know that we're not going to be good enough up front yet. We're good enough to move the ball. We're not good enough up front to expect to get, a 300-yard rushing game against a team like Southwestern, and we're aware of that. So our game plan coming in was we're going to feed Cody 5 yards at a time, 5 yards at a time. I think he had 17 carries for close to 50, 55 yards, something along those lines. He was moving the pile. He was moving the ball with the thought of, we're going to pop one eventually. We pop one, it gets called back. In the fourth quarter, he had a nice 25-yard jaunt that was a good run as well. So problem is, though, when you don't pop one a little sooner, you're off the field a little quicker. So we did have a 6-play drive, or a 6-minute drive. We had an 11-play, 6-minute drive that we converted 2 third mediums throwing the ball, which is what we expect our team to do, and we just didn't finish it. We had a 4th and 1. There was just a lack of movement up front. It was the call should have been there. The play should have been there. It was just pad level wasn't very good. A couple guys were late off the ball. It just didn't get it done when we still had a chance to move the ball. So you can't have a 6-minute drive for 11 plays and walk away with nothing, bottom line.
And have one called back. It all kind of comes together.
And there's another one, we're moving the ball pretty good and we fumble. And, that was after, I think it was a 14-yard run that we fumbled the football. So there were just some different things that added up that we can't do. We know we're going to have to play a very clean, crisp, mistake-free football game to beat a team like Southwestern. Defensively, we had a pretty good game. Offensively, we didn't get it done.
We'll be back and talk about the defense after this. We'd like to thank our sponsors. Luxury Pets, the home of the happy dogs. The law firm of Luxon and Patterson. Riptide on the River Restaurant. Hopper's Jewelry. Jerry Goebel State Farm Insurance Richmond. Dr. Dan Sipples Chiropractic Healthcare. Central Bank. Williams Tax and Financial Services. Regal Beagle Downtown Richmond. ERA Professional Hometown Services. Hall & Sons Auto Care. Berea Children's Champion. Reynolds Plumbing. Skipworth Veterinary Clinic. Super Save. Sight Savers Family Eye Care. Mackenzie Morgan Music. Davenport Custom Guitars, your local repair connection. First Gear in Richmond. Guardian Bank, home of the $250 deal. Listen to the Jon Clarke Show on WWAG Radio, real country playing stars and legends.
Hello, I'm David Sullivan.
And I'm Tommy Floyd, Superintendent with Madison County Schools.
We'd like to introduce you to two new high school sports programs. Watch the new Madison Central High School Football Coaches Show with Bert Brown and the Madison Southern High School Football Show with Jon Clarke.
The shows will air on Madison County Schools Channel 9 as well as Time Warner Cable Channel 5.
Get in-depth thoughts and comments from coaches and players throughout the season. So if you enjoy local high school sports and the value and character they build, join us.
Because every student counts.
Hello, I'm David Sullivan.
And I'm Jon Clarke, head coach of the Madison Southern Eagles.
Join us right here for the Jon Clarke Show throughout the football season.
We'd like to welcome a new sponsor to the show, the Men's Mission Breakfast Club. Find out more here. The Jon Clarke Show is sponsored by Sign Source on South Keeneland Drive, Richmond. St. Joseph Berea Wound Center. St. Joseph Berea Hospital. Central Kentucky Surgery. I want to thank some of our fine sponsors, certainly the folks at Luxury Pets, Luxon Patterson Attorneys, State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goebel in Richmond, and also Sipples Chiropractic. Coach, we talked about the offense in the Southwestern game and the issues you had there, chances to score and one called back. But you've said from the beginning of this program you were really pleased with the way your defense performed.
Really was. Defensively, you look back at our first scrimmage to now, we have come a long way defensively. We're tackling better. You flip on the film and you notice there's like 7 guys around the football finally. We're gang tackling, we're pursuing. Guys are starting to hit with shoulder pads and not their chest. There's definitely, there's some big hits. We're driving through piles and stuff. We had 6 tackles for loss. We had more in one game than we've had in every game previous. So we definitely are making some strides defensively. I was really proud of them. The defense has, we've just been working technique, working tackling, working being more physical up front. To see it all finally come together and then have a pretty good game, it was great to see.
Where do you go with the defense from here? What would be your next step with that?
We just keep progressing with them. We still gave up 239 yards rushing, I think it was. Something, their back had a lot of runs. That was off of 34 carries. But we're getting the plays for loss now, but we're giving up too many 10-yard, 15-yard pops. Too many runs over 12 is what we're giving up. So we have to cut that number down, which we will. We take a chunk out of every week and decide what are we going to work this week, and we're progressively getting better.
All right, we'll be back with more with Coach Clarke in just a minute. Watch the Coaches Show on the Madison County Schools Channel 9. Watch the Coaches Show on Time Warner Cable Channel 5.
Hello, I'm David Sullivan.
And I'm Jon Clarke, head coach of the Madison Southern Eagles.
Join us right here for the Jon Clarke Show throughout the football season. We'd like to welcome a new sponsor to the show, the Men's Mission Breakfast Club. Find out more here.
The Jon Clarke Show is sponsored by Sign Source on South Keeneland Drive, Richmond, St. Joseph Berea Wound Center, St. Joseph Berea Hospital, Central Kentucky Surgery.
Another thanks to our sponsors, including Luxury Pets, Hopper's Jewelry, Luxem Patterson Attorneys, Time Warner Cable Channel 5, and Madison County School Channel 9. Coach Jon Clarke, we've evaluated and talked about the last game against Southwestern. As you sit at this point in the season, 5 games into your season, strengths and weaknesses, how do you kind of categorize where you see the team?
You know, it's funny, I think they keep changing as we go week to week. If you would have told me that I would have mentioned this as a strength back in our first scrimmage, I would have thought you were crazy, but special teams is becoming a strength for us. You know, Powell County, you wouldn't know that. You know, they recovered a kickoff on us, but every week we're learning. Right now, out of every touchdown and extra point we've kicked, we've only missed 1. That's huge for us right now. You know, it's we basically have a guaranteed 1 every time we score. We have had zero return yards on punt this year. Nobody's returned a single punt on us this year, which is a pretty awesome statistic when especially we're not running 50 plays a game offensively. We're punting 3 or 4 times a game. I think we averaged 55 yards a punt this last week. Ethan Lake is our punter, and our scheme does some things for us as well to where we haven't given up a block punt, and you know, we're pitting people, which is great, and our athleticism has a lot to do with that. Kickoff wise, we felt we had a shot on something with Southwestern. We took an onside kick on the first play of the game. The kick was beautiful. We just we grabbed it at 8 yards instead of 10, but that's inexperience. But we're really pleased with where we are special teams wise right now. We've blocked a punt this year. Kickoff coverage has been fairly good, so you know we're feeling good. Our kickoff return, we had probably an average of 35-40 yard line for kickoff return for where we're starting offensively. So really pleased with special teams, offensively and defensively. Strengths for us right now. I think our running backs are pretty consistent at this point. They're getting everything they can get. Yards after contact has been crucial for us at this point. And we're putting a lot on their plates. We're doing a lot of different things schematically. I don't know if that shows in watching our games, but we are. A lot of different sets, a lot of different alignments. We're motioning, we're shifting, and then we motion. That's hard to do, especially at a high school group of young men that are new too. It's a lot of rookies. So that to me has been their knowledge base coming along in preparing has been better. Weaknesses are just adjusting to what the defense is doing is a weakness for us offensively. For example, not the entire defense, but what the guy across from me is doing. Takes us a little longer to figure out how he plays and what his technique and hands and what he does well and doesn't do well. Takes us longer to figure that out than need be. That's something that we have to get better on. Also, we've got to catch and throw better, bottom line. It's gotten better in spurts, but it's not consistently where it needs to be yet. Sometimes we look like a pretty good passing team. I thought the second half of the Southwestern game, we threw the ball well. That being said, we had 5 drops. We don't have those 5 drops. We're 10 of 16, and it's a different game. So we ended up 5 of 16. Defensively, strengths of our defense right now, I think we're flying around pretty good. I like the intensity and the emotion our defense is playing with. That's something that has changed over the last couple weeks. And then weaknesses are just the ability to redirect. Redirection, you know, for example, we have a tendency if a guy's blocking down on us, it takes us a while to figure out, okay, I got to redirect and get to where the play is. It's getting better, but by no means is it a strength for us right now. And then tackling's probably in the middle. Depending on who the player is, I think it's a strength or it's a weakness.
Let's change gears a little bit from that subject and talk about your freshman team. You've got one here and haven't had one in the past.
It's exciting right now. You know, this is the first freshman team Southern's had, and I don't know how long. Nobody knows the actual last time they had a freshman team. So I'm very excited about what our freshman team is doing. They're completely separate from our varsity. It is a true freshman program. Two of our freshmen aren't even down there. They play with varsity. We have two freshmen, 2 to 3 that play up to JV. But for the most part, it is just a separate program completely. They're doing a really nice job. You know, they've lost their first 2 games, but as we're dealing with at the varsity level, so many new players. You know, not a weight program for them previously. And there's some talent in that class that we're really excited about having come up, and they're doing a great job.
Thanks, Coach. We'll be back to wrap up the show in just a minute, but right now let's take a break and meet some of the players.
Jack Sizemore, defensive line.
Jake Napier, offensive line.
Jeremy Bailey, cornerback. Joe Thomas, defensive end.
Jonathan Broadus, defensive line.
Justin Rutherford, free safety, number 8.
Matt Howard, offensive line. Markel McMillan, wide receiver.
Watch the Coaches Show on the Madison County Schools Channel 9. Watch the Coaches Show on Time Warner Cable Channel 5.
Hello, I'm David Sullivan.
And I'm Jon Clarke, head coach of the Madison Southern Eagles.
Join us right here for the Jon Clarke Show throughout the football season. We'd like to welcome a new sponsor to the show, the Men's Mission Breakfast Club. Find out more here. The Jon Clarke Show is sponsored by Sign Source on South Keeneland Drive, Richmond, St. Joseph Berea Wound Center, St. Joseph Berea Hospital, Central Kentucky Surgery. David Sullivan back here at Madison Southern. Let's thank some of our sponsors: Luxury Pets, Luxem Patterson Attorneys, Sipple Chiropractic, and also we want to thank State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goebel in Richmond. Coach, we're at that wrap-up section of the show where we look ahead, and what do you think about the games that you have coming up in the next couple of weeks?
Well, I think we're in a good district. As you've watched crossover film now, and I've seen everybody play, and I know what we're looking ahead at. Just to kind of give you a rundown of some of the different teams. Lincoln County right now has got a very good running back that's as explosive as anybody will face. Pulaski has lost some players, but at the same time, the way they run their offense, they're pretty explosive. They're big play capability, and they've got pretty good size to them. Their running back is a good-looking player as well. Both the Laurels, 2 totally different teams. North Laurel's going to line you up and pound you a little bit. South Laurel's going to spread you out and throw the football, and their quarterback has been impressed with his accuracy. So it's going to be an interesting ride from here on out, but we feel there's no reason that we can't be in the mix and try to steal a couple games here.
Coach, thank you very much. Good luck as you go into these next few games. I'm David Sullivan, and Jon Clarke with me here. We'll be back next time. Thanks for joining us so long.
We'd like to thank our sponsors: Luxury Pets, the home of the happy dogs; the law firm of Luxon and Patterson; Riptide on the River Restaurant; Hopper's Jewelry; Jerry Goebel State Farm Insurance, Richmond; Dr. Dan Sipples Chiropractic Healthcare; Central Bank; Williams Tax and Financial Services; Regal Beagle Downtown Richmond; ERA Professional Hometown Services; Hall & Sons Auto Care; Be a Children's Champion; Reynolds Plumbing, Skipworth Veterinary Clinic, Super Save, Sight Savers Family Eye Care, Mackenzie Morgan Music, Davenport Custom Guitars, your local repair connection, First Gear in Richmond, Guardian Bank, home of the $250 deal. Listen to the Jon Clarke Show on WWAG Radio, real country playing stars and legends.
Hello, I'm David Sullivan.
And I'm Tommy Floyd, Superintendent with Madison County Schools.
We'd like to introduce you to two new high school sports programs. Watch the new Madison Central High School Football Coaches Show with Bert Brown and the Madison Southern High School Football Show with Jon Clarke.
The shows will air on Madison County Schools Channel 9 as well as Time Warner Cable Channel 5.
Get in-depth thoughts and comments from coaches and players throughout the season. So if you enjoy local high school sports and the value and character they build, join us.
Because every student counts.
Hello, I'm David Sullivan.
And I'm Jon Clarke, head coach of the Madison Southern Eagles.
Join us right here for the Jon Clarke Show throughout the football season. We'd like to welcome a new sponsor to the show, the Men's Mission Breakfast Club. Find out more here.
The Jon Clarke Show is sponsored by Sign Source on South Keeneland Drive, Richmond, St. Joseph Berea Wound Center, St. Joseph Berea Hospital, Central Kentucky Surgery.
Want a chance to see a little more of the show or check out the football program? Visit us at MadisonSouthernFootball.com.
Watch the Jon Clarke Show on YouTube, Facebook, RosenbaumCommunications.com, and MadisonSouthernFootball.com. The Jon Clarke Show is the property of Rosanbalm Communications, and distribution and recordings by any means is prohibited. To order quality copies of the program, please visit RosenbaumCommunications.com for information.